Los demostrativos. This oldest brother will be best because, y entonces se vuelve muy complicado, ¿no? He is someone, algo así, y ya logro que todo esto encaje, ¿no? Entonces está muy wordy, esto suena político mexicano, nomás echando rollo. Entonces en inglés no les gusta echar rollo, prefieren ser más directos. O sea, la otra opción era más directa. Pero siempre puedo resolverlo también así. Is it clear?
Yes, it is. Thank
Well,
you.
I hope so. Okay, number 4. What did you underline, Sandra?
I'm normally not aggressive.
Okay, hold on. Let me erase here so that I can have enough room for my notes. So you underline, and normally not aggressive. And what did you do?
I dropped the first period.
The first period, o sea, este.
Yeah, and put that.
So if you do that, so you have to do something with this. Or not?
I can. No, I wrote like what's the name? Subordinate.
Yes, I know what you want to do. I know what you want to do, and you are fine. But what are you missing if you are trying to link this part to this part?
A comma?
No.
I don't know.
No, porque no se vale hacer esto, ya quedamos, ¿no? Los demás, does anybody know what she has to do?
Science is a proposition?
No. What is the first instruction in the exercise?
I think that since both are tactful is another fragment.
Is another fragment. We need to underline it. Si no, es ilegal que tú andes queriendo pegarlo con algo.
Okay.
Okay. Pues si no, ¿por qué lo pegas si no es fragmento? It's the complement of reason of the first sentence. So this is also a fragment. Por eso dice aquí, underline any fragments.
Okay.
So yes, you have to drop it. You have to link it. Remember, in my correction symbols, if you have something like this, and I write this, that implies that you need a small s. Okay?
Okay.
So you drop the period, you use a small s, and what else did you do?
Drop the second period too.
And
we have a small a. And that's it.
And, sorry? And? Any other thing? No, that's it. Does everybody agree with the solution?
Yes.
No.
You don't agree with the solution because you have another solution or because this one seems wrong to you? Does anybody find this solution inappropriate? Because maybe you have a different solution, but that doesn't mean that this solution is wrong.
Yes.
I have a question.
You have
Well, yeah, because I think it's wrong. The sentence is wrong, but well, science is a preposition. So
no, it's both. It's both. Since is a preposition and a subordinate conjunction.
Okay. So that's answered my question.
I think we have it in both cases, don't we? Let me see. We have
Yes, a subordinate conjunction, yes.
logical connectors. Where do we have that? Logical connectors. Where do I have that? Oops. The chart. I'm looking for the chart. It's not that I'm just having fun. Here. Logical connectors. We have, you can see, since in the same box as because, and since in the same box as because of, since, and in view of.
Okay.
And we can also see in the same box as during, after, and at, because it could be a preposition of time also. So it appears under time and under cause, and it can be a subordinating conjunction and a preposition. Both things. Oops, sorry. Okay. Does anybody have a different solution to number 4?
Could be, I have a question. Well,
Yes, go ahead.
yeah, I have another solution. I don't know if it is
Okay, let's
correct or not. This is the best match. Well, the best match. Okay. The best match for a middle child is often another middle child. Right. This is because they are tactful and normally not aggressive.
Okay. There is only one little word missing that I would include.
Okay.
Okay. This is so.
Okay.
Since both are tactful and normally not aggressive. Yeah, that's possible.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So number 5, well, does anybody have a different option for number 4 before we move to number 5? Nope. Okay. Gabriel, number 5, please.
Yes. I underlined there are bad matches for them. And I dropped the first period and wrote instead a comma. And also, the capital letter. And also do the same for the next period, but I'm not sure.
So what did you underline?
Underline, well, there are bad matches for them. And
okay, hold on.
Yeah.
If you underline there are bad matches for them only, or did you underline any other thing apart from that?
No, just that.
Just that. If you underline only that one, there is no, and you have already linked it to the previous sentence, there is no justification officially to link it to the following two. But yeah, it's like in this case, when somebody had not underlined this part but was trying to correct it. But first you need to recognize it is a problem. So if you want to do something and to link this to the previous element, you need to underline it. That is the first condition. You need to recognize it as a problem. Do you think it's a problem or not?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, it is a problem. Okay. So we need to do something about it. So what should we do, according to you?
Well, also I dropped the That I do also the same as the first period. I drop it out and correct the capital letter.
I wrote.
Yeah, wrote. Yeah.
Wrote. If not, you get the impression that you do this obsessively every day. Sounds strange. You're like, oh my God, why are you doing that? Does everybody agree with these solutions?
Such.
I'm not sure.
Okay. What are you not sure about?
Question. Is such as a logic connector rather than a preposition of clarification?
It's a preposition of exemplification. It's a preposition of illustration to introduce examples.
I think if it's an introduction of an example, I think we need a comma after such, but I'm not sure if...
A ver, voy a hacerte caso, ¿eh? O sea, una coma aquí. ¿Sí? ¿Así? After such.
No, I'm sorry.
O sea, yo soy bien obediente. O sea, ustedes me dicen after, yo la pongo after. Yeah? So.
Yes, it's before such.
It's before. Sí, qué bueno que no. Imagínense que estuvieran dirigiendo el Perseverance, ¿no? Y que le dan instrucciones de before en vez de after y cosas así. Ya se hubiera desintegrado el pobre aparatillo. So, is this okay? Although only children find it easy to make good matches, there are bad matches for them, so just another only. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions?
Then it's possible have that.
Is it possible to have?
Is it possible to have those commas?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because this comma is necessary because of this. So this is, let me put it, this is the complement in initial position with a comma, okay? Then you have a sentence, and this part, let's consider this is like a parenthesis. We could have this information in parentheses. The example, okay? So if you can use parentheses, you can use a comma.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Any question? Yes or no?
Exercises.
Yes, of course. That is why I gave you optional exercises online. And we are going to have more. Of course. Let's see. Because we have something, but maybe before we try your own exercises, which are usually more complicated than the exercises, than the material we can have in exercises. Let me publish something that you have in the Google Classroom. Hold on a second. Okay, it's already published. So you can go to the Google Classroom, and under theme and RIM, there should be a file that says Schulman, plagiarism, theme and RIM patterns. Please let me know when you have found it. Schulman.
Schulman, plagiarism?
Schulman, plagiarism.
Okay, we have. Well, I have.
Yep.
Yes.
The others?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah. Everybody?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Oops, the video. This is the file that you have, Schulman. That's the name of the file, Schulman fragments and run-ons. So at the beginning, you have explanations again. In this particular material, they divide common splices from run-ons, but we know that they are different types of run-ons. In this case, they are going to call run-on sentence to the fused sentence. But both, the common splice and the run-on are run-on sentences. And then we have the fragment. And here we have examples. So Jacob stayed up all night to finish the paper. He still didn't hand it on time. So we see the problem located here. And we know that there are different solutions. Period, a semicolon, a comma plus a fanboy, or using a subordinating conjunction and a comma. The subordinating conjunction can be at the beginning or in the middle, depending on the logic of the sentence. We already know this one. In this case, Jacob stayed up all night to finish the paper. He didn't, well, we need to identify the location of the problem. And again, the solutions are punctuation, or punctuation plus coordinating conjunction, or subordinating conjunction. In reality, they are omitting one of the solutions that we studied. For example, let's see, Jacob stayed up all night to finish the paper. Nevertheless, well, here we have the still. Because it was in the original. He didn't hand it in on time. So we can add a connector, not just the punctuation. And the same happens here. We could have this plus a connector. Nevertheless, blah, blah, blah. Well, the fragments, which seem to be more complicated to you. So we have no independent clause. Because of the extremely negative financial analysis, this is just a subordinate clause. of reason, is the coup of something. So I need to create the rest after or before, like this or like this. So in this case, they put it at the beginning and they put the comma, like in this example. Because of the extremely negative financial analysis, she didn't invest her money in that fund. Something is missing, no predicate, no verb, no. This is the subject. This is a relative clause that is, what is another name for relative clauses? Does anybody know?
No.
Adjective clauses. So they act as adjectives. These are sentences that function as adjectives. So in reality, the complete subject is this, but the subject of what? So we have this, but we don't have all the rest. Or we don't have, we can consider that this is the O, but we don't have this part and this part. So here they decided to consider it as the subject. Students that don't own cell phones, and now we have the verb, may be at a disadvantage. Complement. It has no object because the verb to be doesn't have objects. This one has no subject. It is a controversial topic. So we need to provide the subject to complete this. So in this exercise, so we have many sentences, but we are not going to do everything today. So the instructions say, read the statements and identify the correct sentences, fragments, and I'm going to use exactly the same color for run-ons and comma splices, because for me these are two varieties of the same fragment. So you have to identify them, and then you have to propose ways to correct them. Correct the fragments, run-ons, and comma splices by adding necessary punctuation or words. There are many ways. So let's try to be reasonable, and let's try to do only from 1 to 5 now. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I'm going to give you back your group.
Sorry, what is the name of this file for this exercise?
Shulman, plagiarism.
But I download the file in my
Okay, hold on a second.
computer is.
Let me show you. Okay, this is your Google Classroom.
Okay.
And here under theme and rim, you should have Shulman, plagiarism.
Yes.
Refresh the page.
Okay.
Because if other students have it, you should have it too.
In my case, it's only a file that says theme rim. Choose the option that best completes the text.
Yeah, I have the same
Me
file.
too.
I can't find
Yes,
it.
teacher.
But others have found the correct file.
No, teacher, I had find the name, but it wasn't the same file that you
Yes.
opened.
Yes.
No? Okay, hold on a second. Let's see if this is wrong.
No, memory plagiarism.
Oh,
An exercise.
yes. Hold on a second. Because it's not under theme and ring. Yeah, I made a mistake. It has to be under Schulman, under sentence structure. Hold on a second. Yeah, there are two Schulmans. Okay, so it's under sentence structure, not theme and ring, sorry.
Okay, now I can see.
And we have Schulman identifying and correcting run-on sentence or something like that, right? Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry. No, sorry. It's my mistake. Okay. So now everybody has the file. So it's not plagiarism. Plagiarism was theme and ring. This is correcting run-on sentences and fragments. Well, so you are going to work on the first 5, not all the exercise. Let's see, let me form the groups again. So 7 minutes again? Or what?
Maybe
Maybe
10
10,
minutes?
yeah. The suggestion is first try to work alone and then compare with your partners, okay? I'm going to give you 10. Laura, who was your partner?
I don't know because my internet was
Unstable.
unstable and what I don't know what's going on and
Okay, so I'm
I'm
going to
missing.
give you some partners.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hola, bebé. ¿Qué estás haciendo, mi amor? Mm.
Hi, could you hear me?
Hi, yes.
Okay. So, I don't understand the first sentence, or I don't know how to correct it.
I think it's correct. But I don't know.
I don't know. In my opinion, there is missing a verb, or what do you think? What is the verb according to you?
Nah, yes. Now that you said, I was wrong because to hold is not a verb. So I think that maybe it's a fragment.
Yeah, but I don't know. I know that something is wrong, but I don't know what is wrong. The question of where to have relation settlement.
I think that we need the verb because the question is the subject.
Okay, it could be, yeah.
Question is whether to or mm,
As I remember, what it is, yeah.
maybe off is we need to drop it, and well, I don't know. Would be the question is whether to hold a formal graduation ceremony. Maybe, I don't know.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? What?
That maybe could be the question, and we can drop the off and put an is. The question is whether to hold. I don't know. Or maybe we need some extra information to
explain the idea.
Yes.
I don't know.
We could say that is missing a verb, and we need extra information to explain the idea. As I don't know who said that, but
I don't know. I don't know. Well, what do you think about number 2?
that is a run-on sentences, and we need a period maybe between students and he.
Okay, yes. I was thinking use a fanboy, maybe comma and but I think there are many ways.
Yes.
To correct it. But okay, we are agreed that it is a run-on sentence.
Yes.
Number 3.
I think it's a fragment.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And we need a verb.
Maybe it's a subordinated sentence.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe what is a as you said, fragment, and we need a verb. Maybe the issue is under consideration today.
Yes.
What do you think?
Yes, me too.
Okay. Number 4.
I think number 4 is correct.
Yeah. Yes. Number 5, to shoot exist.
Fragment could be to show the exact steps. Because we don't have the subject. I think that we need the subject and the verb. Because to show is not a verb.
Yeah.
Maybe we only have the complement.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it is a fragment, but how do you correct it?
Adding a subject And then
Give me an example with, I don't know, any
the
subject.
subject, I don't know. Charles needs to show the exact steps in the procedure for the new, I don't know, students or something like that.
Okay. And number 6.
The teacher said the first 5, or it was the first 10?
As I remember, the first 6.
6?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have one doubt. In the number 5, that it's a fragment and we need to complete the sentence.
Yes.
Okay. But what kind of fragment is this? Oh, yeah.
No subject? No subject could be?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Could be. And the second, I don't understand very well why this run on. That is because we don't have a comma
Yes,
between
because
students and he.
yes, we have 2 sentences and we need to separate them.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes. I think that the 6th one is a comma splice between well and nevertheless, because we need a semicolon.
Yeah.
Or a period.
No, well, a period, I don't know, because if we are using a period, if we use a period,
yes, better semicolon, I think.
yes, no? Yes. Because a period we, or I can, well, yes, a semicolon.
Yes. Okay.
So that's it.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.
Thank you too. Oh, mi bebé. Tú eres tan adorable. Ya casi acaba. Normalmente acaba como... parece que estás jugando. Oh. ¿Y estás cómodo así? Sí.
Everybody's back.
¿De queso? ¿Pero de qué queso? ¿Sí?
Okay. Ignacio, can you read number 1 and analyze it, please?
The question of whether to hold a formal graduation ceremony.
How did you classify this?
Run-on sentence.
As a run-on sentence? If it is a run-on, where is the border between the 2 sentences?
Why is
Whether?
Son 3 tipos de
Between
errores.
whether and what?
Comma split es de que pones una coma.
Remember that a run-on sentence is always between 2 things.
Separando 2 oraciones.
So it's between whether and 2 or between whether and not.
Por ejemplo, Rocío comió espagueti.
Between whether and 2.
Let
So you feel that here, this is one sentence and this is another sentence. This is your perception of things?
Not really, but
So if you are not convinced of what you're saying, it's going to be very difficult to defend your own position. Do you feel these are sentences, Ignacio?
Y los fragmentos, pues es
fragments.
al grupo de palabras
So,
que
do you think,
no tienen
are you asking me or are you sure?
I'm asking you.
No, don't ask me, because that is why you had a partner to discuss. I'm not going to give the solutions now. I need you to tell me.
Es que pues este inglés es como decir, como que sí te
Well, I wrote number 4 correct, but this one I don't know the answer.
So, and when discussing with your partner, you didn't come to any kind of agreement?
No,
No. Who was your partner?
Me,
Who's me?
Mariel.
Maria. What is your perception of things?
I think it's a fragment.
What is a fragment? Everything or what? The complete thing is a fragment?
Yes.
Okay. A fragment. Uh-huh. And if it is a fragment, how can you remedy it?
I think that it's the fragment has weather, but it isn't comparing the formal graduation with anything.
Weather is not a comparative. Weather is like if. The question of if, pero después de of no puedo usar if.
So, I mean, I wrote the question of whether to hold a formal graduation ceremony or a party.
Oh, so you added or a party.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Okay. Can you analyze what is the subject, what is the verb, what is the object?
The question is the subject.
Are you asking?
Yes.
So you need to be able to analyze a sentence, otherwise you are not going to be able to do this exercise.
Yes.
So you need to be able to identify the components of a sentence. What is the subject?
The question of whether is the subject.
The question of whether is the subject. What is the verb?
To hold.
Is this verb conjugated?
No, it's not.
O sea, porque si no hablas como Tarzán, yo querer, tú ir. Ese no es un verbo conjugado. Cuando yo digo aquí verb, yo digo que está conjugado. Conjugated verb. Infinitives are not conjugated.
So the verb it has to be changed to but I mean has to be conjugated.
Conjugated.
So maybe it could be the question of whether holding a formal graduation ceremony or a party.
O sea, ¿tú crees que holding es un verbo conjugado? Es muy importante ese punto de vista. ¿Está conjugado? Yo queriendo.
No.
No queriendo, tú oyendo. Así hablamos. Yo hablando, tú escuchando. ¿Sí? Así va la onda. ¿Verdad que no? Ajá. So, gerunds.
Yes.
Infinitives. Participles. Are called non-conjugated verbs.
Yes.
Te los presento. Ajá. Yo lo que te quisiera sugerir es que me traduzcas esto, para que ya no sigas padeciendo. A ver, traduce esto. Yo necesito saber qué es lo que tú entiendes para poder ayudarte.
Es como... como la duda de si tener una graduación, una ceremonia formal de graduación.
Ajá, ¿y eso te parece que es una oración?
No, suena raro.
Entonces, ¿qué haces para completarla? Complétamela en español y luego vamos a tratar de hacerlo en inglés. A ver, estás en mayo, dices que se va a acabar el semestre. Estás con tus compañeros. ¿Cómo puedes completar esa frase? El asunto de si tener una ceremonia de graduación formal.
Pues sería quiénes, ¿no? Primero.
¿Quiénes qué?
¿Quiénes tienen esa duda?
Bueno, a ver, entonces dime quiénes tienen la duda.
Los estudiantes.
Ok, the students.
El verbo sería have.
Pues sí, pero ¿estás de acuerdo que en inglés se oye muy raro have the question, ¿no? O sea, entonces, ¿qué pueden hacer con un asunto en vez
Are
de...
wondering?
¿Cómo?
The students are wondering.
No, si le pones are wondering, ya la palabra pregunta sale sobrando y yo nada más tendría que poner esto así. Ya no se parte de the question of. Ajá. ¿Qué otro verbo puedo usar? ¿Qué pueden estar haciendo con un asunto?
Discussing.
Discussing, bingo. Ajá. Bueno, todo esto lo debiste hacer con tu compañero durante los 10 minutos. Esto es lo que debían haber hecho. O sea, analizar y discutir. The students are discussing the question of whether to hold a formal graduation ceremony. Esto de party, pues ya no viene al caso. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Obviously,
yes.
this is only one possibility. In this case, you are using all this information as the object. So this is the object of the verb. What are they discussing? The question of whether to hold a formal graduation ceremony. But there is also the possibility to use it as a subject. Did anybody use it as a subject?
Yeah, me.
Okay, so let me erase. So what is your solution?
The question of whether to hold a formal graduation ceremony is discussing at the meeting.
Así, discussing at the meeting. Tradúcela, por favor.
La pregunta de si...
No es la pregunta, es el asunto.
Ok, el asunto de si... ¿Llevar a cabo? Tener una ceremonia de graduación es discutido en la reunión.
Pero aquí tú tradujiste discutida y aquí me dijiste está discutiendo.
Ok.
Entonces, ¿cómo logro que diga lo que tú quieres decir en español?
Es discutida.
Pues sí, pero ¿cómo lo pongo en inglés? O sea, discussed, ¿no? Discussed. Is discussed, and by what was the rest of the sentence?
At the meeting.
At the meeting. And even more natural would be in present continuous. Is being discussed at the meeting.
Okay.
Does everybody understand this solution?
Yes, we understand, but I accept that was the first was very difficult. Well, for me.
What was the difficult thing? To complete or to analyze that this was a fragment?
No, I noticed that was a fragment, but to analyze, because
it was possible. The problem is to complete it.
Yes. Yes, because thank you.
A simple thing is to say we are discussing. This is simple.
Okay.
We didn't need too complicated things. Okay. If you want to use a passive voice, like in the other solution, it's okay, but it's not so terrible. So what you need to know that this is a noun phrase. And all these noun phrase can be a subject or an object. It can also be object of a preposition. For example, we were thinking about, so after a preposition, I can use a noun. Este punto aquí no va. We were thinking about the question of whether to blah, blah, blah. Es otra forma. So a noun phrase can be a subject, an object, or an object of a preposition. Is it clear?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's continue with number 2. Fair. How did you classify this? Read and classify, please.
Mr. Warren is our new dean of students. He does not have a PhD. I classify it as a run-on sentence.
A run-on. Where did you identify the border?
Between students and he.
Between students and he. Okay. And then how did you correct it?
I wrote, Mr. Warren is our new dean of students, comma, but he does not have a PhD.
Okay, that is comma, but. Did anybody do anything different?
Yes.
What did you do?
No, I am well in the same part in the after students we put and he does not have a PhD.
But you have a comma.
Yes.
It's not impossible, but it looks a little bit weak.
Okay. Okay.
It's not impossible. Does anybody have a different solution?
We can use a semicolon between students and he.
Yeah, just punctuation. You don't see any connection between these ideas?
Contrasting?
Contrasting. So it's not a bad idea to use a contrast connector. However, Yes. In academic writing, we prefer transparency. It's better to avoid effort from the reader. So we want the reader not to make an effort trying to interpret or understand what we are saying. That is why the connectors are okay. If the connection is so obvious, well, we can omit the connector because I don't want to be misinterpreted. In the homework about the king and the rock, which I haven't turned back to you, but I have already checked, I found examples of excessive use of connectors, which results in an uncomfortable reading too. So lack of connectors and excessive connectors are bad. The two are bad. You have to remember what the Greek said. Try to be in the middle, and that's fair. So, did anybody find a different solution to number 2?
Wait, but?
Yes, that's what the solution that somebody gave me before, comma but.
Yeah.
Did anybody use although?
No, but it's possible.
Can we use although or not?
No, me no.
But can we use it?
Yeah.
It's not did you use it, it's can we use it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Exactly here, in the same position that you have mentioned. With no comma in this case. All right, number 3. Sire.
Yes.
Read and tell me how you underline. How do you classify this one?
I classify it as a fragment.
First read it and then you classify.
Okay. The issue under consideration today.
What's that?
A fragment.
A fragment. And how did you remedy it?
The issue is under consideration today with a verb.
Okay. You didn't make a lot of effort, did you?
Yeah. Or maybe the issue under consideration today is already I don't know what, established.
A ver, ustedes, muchos de ustedes me dijeron que no tienen clases, ¿no? ¿Cómo se llama esa cosa?
A break.
Sorry?
No.
Break es como un recreo. ¿Tienen un gran recreo de varios días?
What was that? Strike. Yeah, strike.
Pues podemos decir esto, ¿no? Usar nuestras propias experiencias para completar las cosas. The issue under consideration today is the strike. Y hasta pueden sonar muy profesionales. Pero siempre y cuando tengan ganas de usar su cerebro y no dejarlo virgencito. No sé para qué otra vida. Mejor úsenlo. Entre más circunvoluciones tiene, más bonito es el cerebro. Does anybody have a different solution to number 3?
Yeah, so the issue is under consideration today is not correct?
Yes, sí, pero está muy fácil. Y ustedes están en gramática avanzada. O sea, es como que me quieren impresionar, como que quieren demostrar que están en gramática avanzada, ¿no? Vamos a jugar a que estaban en gramática avanzada, ¿no? A eso es a lo que estoy jugando, ¿no? A enseñarles gramática avanzada y a desafiarlos a ustedes para que hagan un esfuerzo, no a revisar lo que ya sabemos y pues ya nos vamos nadando de muertito, sino a aprender cositas interesantes. cosas que hagan que mi inglés suene más elegante, más formal, que yo pueda escribir un ensayo en el TOEFL o hablar bonito a la hora que me toque la entrevista. Entonces, necesito elevar mis opciones, no quedarme con las que ya son fáciles y ya domino y pues no me dan trabajo. Entonces, ¿para qué estoy en gramática avanzada? A eso me refiero. O sea, sí se puede, pero está muy sencilla. Por eso quiero que exploren otras cosas. So, this can be completed with a verb here or considering all these as the subject for something. Yeah. Number 4. Well, does anybody have a different solution to number 3 before we see number 4? No?
Nope.
All right. So let's see number 4. Number 4, Olin.
Yes. Number 4. Although Carl is an expert on bilingual education, he is not on the policy committee. Is correct.
Yo oigo algo así, más o menos.
Oh, it is correct.
Ah, ¿verdad?
Yes,
ah,
sir.
¿verdad? Ah, ¿verdad? Ah, ¿verdad? It's correct. Tengo que oír esa T. It's correct. Yeah, it's correct. And this is pronounced by. Bilingual. Bicycle. My bicycle. You don't say bicycle, right? You say bicycle. Binary. Bilingual. All right, number 5, finally. Montse.
It is a fragment.
Can you first read it?
Yes, sorry. To show the exact steps in the procedure.
And you classified it as?
As a fragment.
As a fragment. And how did you correct it?
I corrected as Charlie needs to show to the new workers the exact steps in the procedure.
Charlie needs
to show to the workers, to the new workers, the exact steps in the procedure.
Okay. It's an interesting thing. Strictly speaking, you don't need this, but if you want to do it, let's check what happens. So what is the subject in your sentence, Monse?
Charlie.
Are you asking?
No, Charlie.
Charlie. What is the verb? Needs. Then we have an object that is to show blah 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 blah, but this is an infinitive that is a verb, non-conjugated, but it has some qualities of verbs, so it accepts direct object and indirect object. What is Charlie going to show?
The exact steps in the procedure.
The steps.
Yes.
That is the direct object. And to whom is he going to show that?
To the new workers.
So that is the indirect object for the verb show. To the new workers. So there are some rules about direct and indirect objects. When you have this order, direct object, indirect object, complement, okay, this is the O. In that case, you use two. Charlie shows, well, I'm going to simplify, shows the steps to the workers. But When you change the order and you use the indirect object in this position and then the direct object in this position, this is the same O. In this case, the 2 disappears. So Charlie shows the workers the steps. That's the rule.
Okay.
So you can say, give the bottle to me, because this is the direct object, and this is the indirect object.
Okay.
Pero si lo quieres poner de la otra forma, como dices, give me the bottle. Ya no dices give to me the bottle, ¿ok?
Yes.
Ajá. Entonces, como tú estás agregándole un indirect object y se lo pusiste pegado a show, este tú ya no se necesita.
Okay.
Okay? So Charlie needs to show the new workers the exact steps in the procedure.
Okay.
Okay. I suppose that other people had different solutions to number 5.
Yes.
What solution do you have?
He makes this to show the exact steps and in the procedure.
Sorry?
He makes this to show and
the verb makes doesn't sound very good.
He does?
He does, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he does this to show the exact steps in the procedure.
Yes, thanks.
Does anybody have a different solution? Nope. Well, so for homework, you are going to do from 6 to 10. Clear?
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Y van a procurar que les salgan nuevas circunvoluciones a su cerebro. No que esté lisito y virgen, no. Entre más usadito, mejor el cerebrito. Es muy bonito. Okay?
Okay.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yes.